Hello everyone, this is Rambear22 here to bring you another review, and today we are looking at Beyblade Burst, but this time we are looking at the Hasbro versions, which finally came out here in Canada. So unfortunately they haven't come out yet anywhere else. So if you are an American fan looking for these tops, you're going to have to wait a little bit longer, or we'll have to continue to shop online. So yes, I picked up it's called Valtryek V2 now instead of Valkyrie. So yes, basically I picked up the Hasbro version of Valkyrie and Spryzen S2 or Spriggan, so the two main bays of the series, and I also picked up one of their combo packs. So I'll be looking at the boosters and a combo pack. But right now I will focus on the first bay, which I started with in the Takara reviews. Valtryek V2, I hope I'm pronouncing that right. I don't know, I'll have to wait until there's more information on the pronunciation of the bay, but whether or not I'm saying it right, here it is. So taking a look at the packaging here, it's actually fairly small. There's really not a whole lot to it. It's fairly simple. You got the Beyblade Burst logo right there diagonally on the box. And we have a shot of the new Valtryek V2 knocking out what appears to be Ragnarok, the Takara version right there, which is kind of interesting. And we also have an advertisement for the app right there, which will allow you to scan these Beyblades and play them virtually in the game. So that's kind of cool. And yeah, we got the Hasbro logo at the bottom there. We also have a nice shot of this new launcher, which looks kind of strange, but we'll look at that when we unbox it. On the back, we have some stats here. So we got attack, burst, defense, weight, agility, and stamina. Sorry. So yes, they added some new stats on here that weren't in any previous versions of the Beyblade series. So attack, defense, and stamina is all there. We've already seen that before. But we also have weight and the burst stat, I guess. So I guess to tell you just how easy it should burst, I guess. That's probably my best bet. Here we have some customization options with all the parts. Now, from what I've heard, the Hasbro Burst bays are not cross-compatible with the Takara parts. So if you're hoping to customize these, you're out of luck. But we also have a shot here of the stadium, and again the parts here, which are named differently now. So this was I believe the boost disc. Yeah, it still has the B on there, engraved in the disc, if you can see it right there. But no, now it's called DO1, and the performance step, which it's no longer called the driver, is the TA06. So that's a lot of numbers to remember, but I'll probably just call him Valtryek since, he's named entirely different, so that'll make it a lot easier. Now, enough of the box. Let's actually look at the bay itself. And it is tough. And just to be sure, I'll have scissors on the ready in case I have to do some cutting, which I'm probably going to have to, and I just ripped the box. I don't care. Alright, let's get you a bit lower here. Okay, let's position that. And my tripod's not being cooperative. Alright, there we go. Let's just move you over slightly. Alright, so we have instructions. I won't focus too much on the boxes in the next reviews, so. And here we have a very tiny ripcord. Okay, one thing I don't like about Hasbro's products, or their Beyblade products in particular, is their accessories. The Beyblades look pretty cool, but I do not like their launchers. And this is a lot smaller than I thought it was going to be. This is really tiny. I hope the bays are at least compatible with the Takara launchers, because I don't want to be using this all the time. Oh, come on. There we go. Yeah, so it seems to be a recycled version of the previous winders we have got from the previous installments of Beyblade. The handle is different, but yeah, there's that. And we have the Beyblade itself, and that launcher is tiny, man. What are they doing with the launchers? Not too impressed with these. There we go. So yeah, barely anything to the launcher. Now, it looks very similar to the Takara version, so I think we might be able to use the Takara launchers with these bays. So that's good, because I don't want to be using this. This does not look like anything at all. As a matter of fact, it's even hollow on the inside, and there doesn't seem to be much in terms of mechanics on the inside, because, like, yeah, I'm curious. Hold on. How does this even go in? There we go. Okay. Well, it's simple enough, I guess. So, that's what the Hasbro launchers look like. I really hope I don't have to use these. Alright, now, the Beyblade itself. Alright, so here we have the disc. I think, is that what it's called now? Is it still called the disc? Forge disc. Okay, alright, that's new. Great. How is this supposed to come off? Oh, man. There we go. And here we have the, it's called the energy layer. So they're basically just adding words to the parts now. Okay. Oh, QR code. Don't worry, I'll probably have it scanned before you guys can get at it. But, yeah. Okay, so in terms of the original, it's very lackluster in terms of the color. It still looks relatively the same. I think there might be some changes. I don't know. Once I actually look at all these parts side by side, because I will do comparisons to the original Takara versions, but I don't see much difference in terms of the color in the energy layer. The performance tip, as it's been renamed, looks relatively the same. The color is a solid blue instead of a translucent. More like a cobalt, I guess, if you can call it that. I don't know if that's the accurate color, but yeah, looks relatively the same, only it's filled in instead of translucent. So there's that. And now we will do a comparison to the Takara version. Alright, so here we have the Victory Valkyrie from Takara Tomy, and here we have the Valtryek from Hasbro. So starting with the layers, in terms of difference, there really isn't a whole lot besides the color. The centerpiece here of the layer is filled in instead of translucent, and the V is also a solid white instead of the clear, transparent V in the middle of the Takara version. Again, I don't know if these are stickers. I think, yeah, those are stickers. We just have solid red stickers on the wings right here, or the wing emblems on the layer, opposed to the more yellow fading into blue stickers on the Takara Tomy version. I think the wings are slightly different as well. Yeah, as you can see here on the Takara version, the back of the wing is more flat, while on the Hasbro version it sticks out a bit more, like into a point. But aside from that, I don't think there is... Oh, yes. I remember now. So yes, Takara's version has teeth to hold in the layer, and it will tick down as it begins to move about the driver, and once it hits the very back, it will burst. With the Hasbro version, however, they use a slope system, and from what I've heard, is it's supposed to make it more difficult to burst. As you can see here, it'll move, I guess, up a ramp, and while it's being hit, and I guess if it's not being hit, it could potentially slide back down and prevent it from bursting. I think that's how that works. I'm not entirely sure. I'm not the engineer who has worked on these Beyblades, So I'm on the fence on that. So that's pretty much the only difference I can see in the layers. Big performance difference, I guess. So here we have the discs. So this is the Takara version, which is obviously it's more, the metal is more oxidized, so it's more of a dull gray. So the Hasbro version, of course, is new, so it's completely shiny, and there isn't a whole lot of difference. I don't think there is a weight difference either. Yeah, they're pretty much the same. I'm pretty sure, unless they hauled something out. Nope. It's all the same. So, yeah. Discs are exactly the same. So the Takara version of the driver is a clear blue. The rubber... Yeah, okay, so let's see here. I think these are relatively the same. This one's obviously worn down because it's been used, but this one, yeah, the rubber's pretty much the same. The color, again, is a filled-in blue. That's the only difference. Sticker there. Yeah, the drivers, or I guess the driver and the performance tip, they're exactly the same. Sorry, just had a lump in my throat. Okay, so... That goes in like that. And yeah, just slides in. No clicks, no nothing. So, hold on, if I put the Takara version of Valkyrie back together, if I can do that. There we go. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. They look identical, aside from the colors, a few of the color variations. The wing is slightly different in design, but not much. So, aside from that and colors, this bay is pretty much the same. So that's pretty good. Now, the launcher. Yeah, goes in like... Okay, well, sits in kind of weird. Maybe I should launch this in the dish. That's probably a good idea. Alright, since I don't have the Hasbro dish, I'll be using the standard Takara Tomy burst dish. So we shall do a test battle with Valtryek V2 in 3, 2, 1, go, or I guess let it rip. So the launcher feels okay. I mean, despite its size and how completely simple it is. I believe, yeah, it's not as fast as the Takara launchers, which I guess kind of makes sense. I mean, this isn't much. But I mean, it's relatively okay. But yeah, it was races around the dish, and it stops. Actually, I think that stops spinning really fast. Hold on a second. Okay, I need to try this. I need to see if this works. Oh, okay. Alright. Okay, that's a plus. Alright, so, yeah. I guess the RPM is relatively the same. Maybe a little faster. I don't really know. It's not too different. But, I mean, I guess, yeah, the Takara launchers do still work with the Hasbro base, so that's a plus. But, I mean, you know, I shouldn't say Hasbro should rely on Takara's launchers. I really think they should make something a bit better than this. I mean, come on, Hasbro. Kids want to play with relatively the same level of quality stuff that Takara users are playing with. So, you know what? I would like to see some new launchers. But why don't we test out Victory Valkyrie and Valtryek V2? Seeing as the burst mechanic is different, let's see which one is better. Didn't really think this through. They're just burning out their energy now. Okay, that was a draw. Alright, why don't we try that one more time. Valkyrie took one tick. This Valtryek hasn't lost anything. So that's an interesting sign. Oh boy. Okay. Okay. Well, they perform relatively the same. Alright, so Valtryek wins that round. So not a tick, or I guess a slide, or whatever you want to call it. Oh, I just moved it back in place. Alright, so it did tick twice, but just barely, so I moved it back into first. Oh, no, that was second. Alright, so it ticked 3 times, but I pushed it back into 2. Alright, so, yes, obviously, the slope system is a bit stronger than the teeth system that they have going on here. I'm not sure why they did that. Maybe they just wanted them to be a bit more durable, or safety precautions. You know, Hasbro's a bit more for safety, I guess. But yeah, I mean, relatively, they're fairly good. Again, I don't like this launcher. I mean, I might get used to it. The one thing I did hear about these is that you can connect them in dual launch Beyblades, but if the ripcord is only this long and you have 2 launchers here, the bay at the front's not going to get a whole lot of RPM. So, yeah. But, you know, again, that's just me. I'll have to test it to actually see if it's true when I unbox Spriggan, or Spryzen, or whatever the hell it's called now. Is it Spryzen? Spryzen S2, yes. So, yeah, all in all, they're decent. I really do like this Beyblade, even if its color is not the best. It is still pretty cool, and its slope system seems to work a lot better than the teeth system for the Takara versions for now. But yeah, so all in all, this has been RoyingBear22. If you enjoyed this video, please comment, like, and subscribe, and I shall see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.